Hey traders, TG Watkins here. It is November 2nd when I'm recording this. Hope you all are doing well, and we saw a big pop in the market, but what was the reason? So we're going to go through a couple things to show you what I'm looking at, and let me just say that for as much as this week has been exciting with the market moving up, we are in an area where we need to exert some caution and some patience and some restraint, because if you are not already in, this is not the place to get in. So let me just caution you there, but I'll show you all the other reasons as to why the market moved, and also why I think that hopefully on the pullback, if the pullback holds strength, then we should continue to see this thing continue to move up. So there will be opportunities to get in. If you guys are wondering what that means, come over here to Simpler Trading. Come join us. I'm over in the Moxie indicator room if you guys want to find that. We're always running some trials and deals and discounts, so come on in. Anyway, so if we look at this for the S&P, you can see that we are in this channel, upper, lower, and we just bounced off that. Makes sense. We can also look at this on the daily chart, and you can see here, lower third ATR, lower third ATR, lower third ATR. We're bound to bounce up like that. But again, as you can see, now we are at the upper channel, so not really the greatest place to go purchase. Yes, it could go a little bit higher, but I always like to buy things on a pullback. I don't want to go buy them after they've already moved for 4 days. So that is one thing. And then we can also look at breadth. So if we come over here to stock charts, let me come over to this one, and you can see that as the market has been moving lower, yes, we've had the 20-day SMA, like the number of stocks over their 20-day SMA, kind of stay perpetually low. But what you'll notice is this last one in particular, the market made a lower low. Notice how the internals made a higher low. So the market basically got less bad. Because if the market was bad, you would have seen like this, a lower low and a lower low. But instead, we got the opposite, lower low in the market, higher low for the internals. We could also see that with the 50-day. The number of stocks over their 50-day SMA got less bad and definitely did not mimic or mirror the market itself. So yeah, that was one indication that we could be looking at. And then we could also come over here, look at the, let's see, the put-call ratio. So we come and take a look at it here. You can see that the 10-day moving average of the put-call ratio has been pretty much pegged at 1. Now, of course, that doesn't mean right away that the market's going to turn. We clearly see that. But what it means is, you know what, the pendulum is pretty hard to one side, and it's likely to start turning the other direction. Now, interestingly enough, we actually saw this last October, where the put-call ratio was basically pegged at 1, and you could see a similar double bottom. So very similar kind of lower double bottom situation, maybe an undercut and rally if you want to call it that. But yeah, that's another reason that we're looking at this thing turning around. And then if we come over to the higher time frames and we actually look at the TNX, where you can look at the TLT, this is something that I really looked into heavily over the last couple weeks, and I said, look what we got here. Notice that anytime the TNX, and of course it's on a weekly chart, so it's going to take some time, but notice when the TNX gets outside of its third ATR, outside of its third ATR, outside of its third ATR, and lo and behold, here we are again, outside of its third ATR, you can see that the market pulled, well, the TNX pulled back, which meant that the market was able to go up a bit, because the market does not like when the TNX is going up. It absolutely does not. So the fact that this finally kind of pulled back in, like basically as long as the TNX is not going up, then the market's going to be happier. So we kind of add all these things together, and it starts to paint a pretty clear picture that, we're just getting to a point where the market's likely to turn, and it did, but we've seen this a couple times before. Now we just need to see if this actually sustains. That's the biggest thing. And coming up this week and next week, since tomorrow is Friday, so basically next week, we're going to see if we can get some follow-through. I would love to see a dip to buy, but this is what we're going to be talking about all week in the Moxie Indicator Room. And so if you guys haven't checked it out, come on over. We've got a list of names we're looking at, and we're going to see if this thing can actually start holding some strength and get going to the upside. Of course, it's earnings season, so that's going to be a little bit crazy, but there are some opportunities like Palantir. So this has been a name that is pretty darn strong. You can see for the most part, it has held this level, and that's a decent flag. Now, it didn't have a setup other than earnings, and so now you just have to find your way into it. That being said, right here is not the place to get into it. So you're going to have a little bit of patience for these things to kind of settle in and give you those opportunities to find better areas to get in. Now, the last thing that also helped me understand that this market was likely to start moving up and turning around was that we could see negative divergences with the VIX, and the VIX actually started to collapse. This is good. So you can see price up, Moxie indicator down. There's the Moxie price trigger. Boom. You can see the VIX collapsed. You can see this here. Now, there were two situations, price up, Moxie indicator down, or you could look at it this way and say basically price double, Moxie indicator down. There's the Moxie price trigger, and boom, there's VIX going down. So the fact that the VIX is going down also helped show us that the market was likely to go up. And you put all these things together, we got this market rally. So that's why I'm saying, basically next week, I want to see if we can test some support and actually get going in earnest. If not, then so be it. This is just another bounce in a downtrend, and we'll have to start on over. All right, guys, thanks again, and we'll see you in the room. Hey, TG here with Simpler Trading. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like or comment below. Also, make sure to subscribe and click that notification bell so you can stay up to date with my market analysis. Or you can join my free newsletter with the link in the description. Good trading, and I'll see you at the next video.